Ugh. 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 You're watching Unboxing Things. I'm stretching out because I think this is gonna be a big one. All right, I'm gonna open my mailbox and see what we've got today. We have Thinx. This is a period-proof underwear company that's helping change the game on what we do for protection during our times of the month. So it's a revolutionary product, and I'm excited to see how they've approached their packaging. From the outset, I can tell that they're using a poly mailer, and it's actually printed with an overall tone. If this looks white or just kind of gray, it isn't. It's actually a carefully chosen Pantone hue. It's very specific, and it's beautiful. And then they have black illustration printed over top and Thinx right here. The illustrations are really cute and interesting. They've got kind of like hairy legs going on. They've got skinny legs, big legs. They've got legs in a wheelchair. And if we've got legs over here and Thinx, what we've got over here is the necessaries. We've got your shipping label, and this is some sort of in-transit label as well about postage paid. So I can see my tracking information. The only other thing printed on this side of the bag is that it says made with recycled materials, and then it says recycle me with a little peace sign illustration. It's a little reminder to me to be a good person. I think I'm ready to open this up. Now, I can just kind of peel back, and the adhesive peels off here. I can see the original color of the plastic here under the flap. The reason that this actually happens in production of a poly mailer, instead of just flood coating the color, is that actually sometimes the adhesive on poly mailers doesn't adhere very well to the part of the poly mailer that has ink on it. In this case, it was totally fine, but sometimes you need to actually do the flap and put it only on the part that doesn't have the ink because it sticks a little bit better. You can see here that while this is white, there's a registration mark here printed. That's actually usually optically for a sensor when these are being printed really quickly to keep registration of the actual print on the bag. Also, you can tell that the inside is kind of a grayish color. That's an immediate indicator for me that the inside of the poly mailer is actually made out of more recycled poly. So this is a co-extruded bag, meaning that the outside of the bag, which has this white hue, is made out of a different material than the inside of the bag. That allows you to make the bag out of a higher content of recycled materials, but still get the whitish color you need to have a nice color like this on the outside. Enough about co-extruded poly, am I right? I'm gonna take everything out and set the bag to the side for a second. Now, what do I have going on inside? A couple different things. One, I'd like to remark that the shipping details are printed onto an actual shipping label. And it's actually the shipping details, the order date, and the actual description of what I ordered. In fulfillment, this can be really convenient. They come out in sequence. One goes on the outside of the bag, one goes inside of the bag, and there you go. Shipping label, packing slip, boom, boom, you're done. Other things going on inside. We have a postcard. Thinx takes photography very seriously. I know this because I've seen their online experience, their website. So they're giving me a beautiful photograph on the postcard. It's the only time inside the package that I see their photography. So it's really impactful in this experience. The other side, I just have some messaging. Thinx, underwear that absorbs your period. Very straightforward. And then it talks about how they're committed to creating the most innovative period solutions that empower our people and sustain our planet while breaking taboos about menstruation and reproductive health everywhere. And that gives me a pop of like their actual brand imagery and their mission in this simple format of a postcard. Now I have the product itself. Now there's two different packaging approaches going on here on the products that I ordered. One is this. Now, I've got this beautiful kind of printed carton material inside this plastic bag. This is a void if opened thing. When I open this, the ink is left, a part of the ink is left on the material I'm pulling off of, and it would be really hard to actually register it back so that it's perfect. So I can tell if this has been opened before by looking at this white printed bar. This is for tamper evidence. It's underwear. I don't really want it to be tampered with. It's really just an application of ink. And then these are folded over. And that way when I open it, I can tell whether it's been opened before. When I go in here, this is a really simple way of packaging this item, and I think it's really beautiful. What you have here is just a piece of printed cardstock effectively. There's several different colors of printing on this side, and then there's one on this side. On this side, it just tells me effectively, whoa, there's more than I expected. I lied. Do you trust anything I say anymore? Because what's going on is there's actually more colors printed. There's the same amount of colors on this side and this side actually. It tells me what I ordered. I ordered a bikini brief, and then it actually gives me some more information. It talks about my mom. Not my mom specifically, but moms. It says, your mom wasn't lying. Cotton is a soft, natural material that's gentle on sensitive skin. This pair of Thinx is made with breathable, organic cotton to help you stay cool, dry, and smelling fresh. Then there's more care instructions about how I should wash it, and then more about the mission. Other things to notice, there's a barcode. So that barcode would have been visible actually inside the plastic here. So even when this item is in the plastic, that barcode can be scanned. So there's a barcode, so there's practical things for fulfillment. That item will have been picked up, scanned, and put into your box to make sure that everything is operating cleanly in fulfillment. This other product ordered has a different approach. Something to call out right away is it says this bag is biodegradable. That's pretty neat. Look up in your local area what ways you can dispose of biodegradable items so this doesn't end up in a landfill. Now, then I've also got hang tags on this item. So this is a nice, beautiful, thick cardstock. You've got some of the brand messaging. It's also in multiple languages, which is kind of neat for my non-English speaking friends. And this is all put together with a nice red thread, which is kind of clever, I think. And so these items are really nice printed cardstock and give me that same care instructions and brand information. So this is a little bit of investigative guesswork, but the Thinx logo here is different than on the other item. It's possible that this brand is going through a rebrand, and so I'm getting some inventory here that has the new brand look. It's that time. Time for the recap. Thinx. There's a lot to love about this brand, but let's talk about the packaging. There's 3 things I want to focus on. 1, it's opinionated. There's the inclusive illustrations, there's the wording and how they're actually breaking taboo subjects by saying things like menstruation right on their postcards, etc. Shouldn't be a big deal in 2019, but somehow still is. Second, it's illustrated. I mentioned these illustrations. It echoes throughout the packaging on the cards, on the actual packaging that goes around the underwear itself. Beautiful illustrations that tell a little story. And third, it's hygienic. Remember that kind of void of ink that is on the little inside plastic slip? Well, that is a way of you knowing whether the underwear you received is still untampered with. And when it comes to things like underwear, knowing that the packaging is hygienic can be really key. This has been Thinx Unboxed.